Forests are being cut down all over the earth in a fast rate, leaving the ground bare, dry, and unprotected, which causes the springs and rivers to dry out. Monoculture farming and forest plantations depletes the soils, and modern agriculture poisons the earth with herbicides, pesticides, and chemical fertilizers. Every day our environment is being polluted with huge amounts of industrial waste that is full of toxins, and this enters our ecosystem and causes great distress for humans, animals, and plant life. Our beautiful green planet is being exploited and slowly turned into wasteland, while our precious resources are being turned into mountains of garbage. Our food that is coming from the industrial agriculture is polluted and has a low nutritional value. This food is then processed and refined, which further takes away nutrition. Then additives like flavor enhancers, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives are added, which can be very difficult for the body to process. This leaves us with a lack of important nutrients and at the same time creates a buildup of toxins in our bodies, which can only lead to serious health problems. It is clear that our modern way of living is not providing the quality of life that we need. Many people feel unhappy, sick, and without purpose, trying to comfort themselves with temporary pleasures. The laws and the rules do not benefit the people. Instead, the laws restrict our natural rights to live our lives the way we want to. Many people even feel afraid of the bare sight of our own police officers because of the risk of being mistreated and penalized. We can also see how our governments are constantly implementing new methods of surveillance that infringes on our privacy and our integrity. For a long time now, the power over our societies have been centralized away from the people as well as our nations and transferred into privately controlled organizations. The democratic process in itself does not give us the power to influence our situation and does not serve to protect life. We can see how democratic countries are directly engaging in warfare or indirectly supporting extremist revolutionary groups in resource-rich countries all over the world. We can see how a small power elite are in control of our countries and our resources and are using them in their own interests. However, this group does not carry the full responsibility for our situation. The problem is the system as a whole. Our society cannot function without the cooperation of a large portion of the population. In other words, the power elite are heavily dependent on us to comply. To be accepted by the group is one of the most important needs that we humans have. By exploiting the natural human group behavior, the fear of being excluded and the need for acceptance, we are being manipulated into complying with the current system. Our norms shows us the behavior that we are to comply with in order to be accepted as a part of society, and the ruling mentality is a part of these norms. This is why one of the most important ruling behaviors is that everyone makes a great effort to keep within the norms, and that we accept harsh treatment of those who act differently. To question our authorities is many times taken as a sign of distrust and disrespect, and can be severely punished. Such behavior leads to a lack of deeper understanding, as we are not supposed to question the given worldview and make up our own minds. This mentality continues throughout our working life, when we are expected to follow the orders of our superiors without questioning, even if it goes against our own conscience. On top of this, we have a system of motivation based on desire and fear. To gain knowledge and skills, or to do a good day's work, is often not the reward itself. Instead, we are motivated by getting praise from our authorities. We are also taught not to take responsibility for our beliefs and actions. Many people just accept a given worldview without thinking twice, and they also do things that go against their own ethical values because they assume there is no other way. In the working life, people act as if they have no personal responsibility, as they are only following orders. In short, we are taught to comply with authorities without questioning or taking responsibility, driven by reward and punishment. And those who step out of the norms will be put in their place. To have a social hierarchy is not in itself negative. On the contrary, it's a natural part of all societies to help us organize efficiently and be more successful as a group. But today, these natural behaviors are being used against us to manipulate and control the population. We refer to this as the ruling structures. We can see how the people who show a great willingness to comply with the ruling mentality are promoted to higher positions in school and working life. As a result, almost all high positions today in society are occupied by people who follow orders without questioning and who are more interested in gaining wealth and status than to do what they think is right. The top positions are in turn interconnected through even higher authorities until a pyramid of power is created that spans over nations. Through the ruling structures, a small elite on top of the pyramid can manipulate both politics, industry, media, and most aspects of our society without anyone interfering or even asking questions about what's happening. Many people claim that it would be impossible to have a hidden global agenda, but the ruling structures are creating the perfect circumstances for this to happen. Most people within the ruling structure are largely unaware of what they're contributing to. But as they choose not to question their authorities, they are not able to see the bigger picture. Many of our social institutions are being used to protect the ruling structures and to serve the power elite. And I will share some examples of how this is done. To issue and circulate money is probably the most important tool in today's society. This power ultimately lies in the hands of private interests. Private banks have the power to legally create new money out of nothing, that is, without real value backing it, and then borrow this money to the projects of their choosing, and in this way they can control the development of our society. Our democracy gives us a false sense of freedom and influence. The system is created so that only the big parties and politicians who are promoted through costly campaigns have a real chance at getting votes and to come into power. This makes it almost impossible for smaller parties to ever get recognized. Honest politicians who are not willing to follow the ruling mentality are not able to advance within their political organizations. The leading parties end up to be no more than separate units of the same ruling structures who act in the interest of the companies and lobby organizations that support them. The system is rigged, and there is little or no possibility to change it from the inside. It is through the media that much of our social conditioning and norms are being created. Through news and entertainment, we are constantly bombarded with conflicts and violence, together with material wealth, beauty, and pleasures. The news are painting a dark picture of a dangerous world, and this is creating an environment where people are becoming close-minded, fearful, and suspicious. People don't trust each other, and they look up to strong authorities to give security and stability to their lives. It is also a natural instinct for us to look up to beautiful and successful people and want to be like them. So when we see the characters on TV, we subconsciously copy their behavior and so get conditioned with traits like rudeness, greed, dishonesty, cruelty, dominance, and submission, many of which are planted there by intention to strengthen the ruling structures and to create a population that is predictable, divided, and easy to control. An important thing to understand for our success is that there is an international organized effort to counteract the growth of oppositional movements and ideas. The most common method of psychological warfare is to spread disinformation, where large amounts of false information is being propagated through the internet and the mass media. Another important technique is called to divide and conquer. The Secret Service is doing this by studying a group or movement to find any issue that could divide the group into two camps. Then they infiltrate the movement and start creating a conflict around that issue on both sides. This creates emotional drainage, and the power and focus of the movement is lost. Then we have the false flag operations, where the Secret Service performs acts of terrorism against the local population and then falsely pushes the blame on an oppositional group or movement. This naturally makes the people concerned for their own safety and makes them willing to support acts of violence and accept more governmental control. We have a vision for a beautiful future for mankind. We can already see the start of a mass awakening happening right now, where people are seeing through the false worldview that they've been led to believe in, and are opening their eyes to what's really happening in society. We see a near future where we will come together and join forces. We will find a way to unite and cooperate with each other and stand strong against any attempt to divide us. Unity is our strength, and by finding a common code of conduct that we all strive towards, we will become strong and united and have the power to change society. We will create decentralized structures where good people who we know, trust, and respect will have the possibility to come into positions of influence and share their ideas and knowledge with others. These positive structures will present the voices of our movement and will direct our efforts to reform society. The people among us who show the most developed positive qualities will be promoted further, where they'll be able to give support and guidance to local groups. This method of organizing will become the new democracy, and in time all the social institutions like governments, banking, education, media, and healthcare will be transformed to act for the benefit of the people and the planet. We see a world where we are sovereign and free to pursue happiness in our own way, where we all have the right to our own piece of land and access to fresh water, where we can choose how to build our house, what to grow on our land, and how to educate our children. Simply put, where we can live our lives the way we want to, without any authority interfering. Where natural law tells us that we can do as we like, as long as we don't harm other people, don't destroy or take anyone's property, and don't act dishonest in contracts. The solutions for most of our problems are already here. We can have clean resources for everyone on the planet. The problem is not a lack of resources, but poor resource management. What we need is a positive leadership that brings forward the best qualities in all of us so that we can do what we all know is right. Our strategy is simple and direct. We will create a network of independent groups to increase unity within and in between all people, groups, and movements, so that we can act together in a common cause for peace and freedom. We will come together in large numbers to share our knowledge, friendship, and positivity, while at the same time displaying our message of sovereignty and unity. Our system of organization is designed to create a structure that is difficult to infiltrate and manipulate, and at the same time efficient and focused, where everyone will have the possibility to get their voice heard and contribute to the outcome. Invite your friends to be part of a circle, which is a group of no more than 5 people. When you have reached 5 members, continue to invite new people, but prepare to split the group into 2 new circles. In this way, the groups can multiply and spread in new directions. Each group will act autonomously and have a shared leadership where all decisions will be made with consensus. Everyone will have the possibility to express their point of view and have the time to listen to each other and give support. To have small groups protects us from negative group behavior, where the ruler mentality easily takes over and leaves the group with inefficient meetings, conflicts, and power struggles. The independent circles are the core of our movement, where we can develop friendship, support each other, and carry out projects together. The first thing to do is to create a strategic overview. The overview consists of 4 parts. First, make a list of the most important problems. Then, an analysis of the root cause of these problems. Third, your vision for the future. And last, a 3-part strategy that includes plans for what you can do in your community, a code of conduct that brings out our most positive qualities, and a list of possible solutions for our world problems. Begin by sitting down in a circle and share information from your strategic overview. When everyone has spoken, you compile a new group overview together. Before the meeting is over, the circle will agree of one of you to be chosen as a trustee. The trustee will represent the group as a whole when needed, and should be someone that you trust and believe to have many positive qualities. A new trustee can be chosen at any time. To cooperate in between groups, you can create what we call a positive structure. Begin by gathering trustees from different groups to form a new circle with no more than 5 people, and by choosing a new trustee for this group. This newly formed circle can connect 25 people, and we refer to this as a circle of the second degree. And a trustee chosen for this group will be called a trustee of the second degree. If you want to connect even more people, the same procedure can continue by gathering trustees of the second degree to form a circle of the third degree, which can connect a maximum of 125 people. This can continue until everyone is a part of the positive structure. The circle of the highest degree is called the center circle and consists of some of the most trusted and respected people from all groups. And the strategies that they present can contain the best ideas from everyone. To have a common code of conduct will create a great support for us all to bring out our best qualities as well as protect our movement from psychological attacks. To follow a code makes it easier to stay firmly on our path, and to do it together with friends will create a tight bond that will strengthen us all. You are sovereign, your highest authority and the leader of your own life. You are important and your life is precious. No one else can tell you what is right or wrong. No one else can decide what you should do. You must take full responsibility for every aspect of your life in order to be free. In order to achieve peace, we need to put our differences aside and unite in a common cause. We must act with honor by treating everyone with kindness and acceptance, even when we don't share the same worldview. To create peace in the world, we need to start by creating peace within our own groups. We will help each other to avoid conflict at all costs by treating everyone with respect. We will include everyone and stand against no one. Together, we will make peaceful conduct a golden rule, and this will pave the road for cooperation and success. We strive to have a positive mindset as a way of life. When you look at things in a positive way, it instantly makes you feel better and gives you the courage to believe in yourself and follow your own path. Positivity creates good vibrations that radiates out to everyone around us, and it helps us create good outcomes and achieve our goals. Happiness is what we all want, and a positive attitude is the way to get there. To look at the problems is important, but we must remember not to get caught in negativity and fear. The private banks have a great power that is being used for personal gain. To solve this problem, all debt that is being created as credit without any real value backing it is to be considered fraudulent. No interest should be paid on fraudulent debts, and all interest already paid on these debts must be returned. We have to put an end to the bailouts of these banks, and their assets should be used to cover their debts to the people. The power to issue and circulate money must be limited to the banks that we trust and that are working for us without self-interest. Our current democracy is not functioning and needs to be reformed so that it's representing the people through the use of positive structures. To achieve this, we need to change the voting procedure so that it resembles a circus of trust, where we only vote on a small number of people that we know and trust from our local communities. Today's ownership structure is based on thousands of years of stealing and plundering and must be considered unlawful. Our natural resources belong to everyone, and the ownership and surplus must be shared equally. And until all land has been transferred back to the people, we propose that to claim unused and ill-treated land will be made fully legal and encouraged. Our success relies on the people wake up from the false worldview and understand how the ruling structures are being used to manipulate and divide our people. With this knowledge, we can find a common strategy to unite and take back our power.